Weary with toil, I haste me to my bed, the dear repose for limbs with travel tired. But then begins a journey in my head to work my mind when body's works expired. For then my thoughts from far where I abide give birth to stories I cannot control, stories that unfold grandly like oriental rugs onto my mind's bare brown floors. I am merely a cherry blossom pattern watching from a panel of wallpaper as dreams furnish my mind with unexplained epics, stories told so quickly I don't question them. In the morning, I sift through the rubble of the life I live with eyes closed. I find locks of my future daughter's black hair and find that I have been married. I find a pearl exfoliated by the contractions of the ocean's belly and find that I have drowned. Each morning, I add myself to the world, identical to anyone, but for the burden of these false memories. They run through me like diesel, and something in this writer's blood yearns to make them real. So I draw my dreams in human language, call them poetry, call them fiction. I am the age-old vehicle of inspiration, nameless, beside the muse who writes me into relevance. Her altar is here, in the sheets where the shape of my body lies like a signature. By day, you put the color in my thoughts. They warned me about this kind of love, the kind that makes of us refugees in a state of distraction, seeking asylum in flower-laced poetry. I wrote poems to you. Once, you asked if you could sleep in my bed. I imagined you tossing and turning in my dust, flakes of my skin swept up in yours, your warm body, coating my sheets in oil, and your dreams dripping into the dregs of mine. I said no. Baby, I love you, but you don't tamper with this altar. This is the portrait of the artist at work, and you can paint it from a distance, see her crawl beneath the underbelly of her blanket and lie still. Still until the wee hours dye the world a million shades of black and she can't find herself. Silence scrubs the world from her used skin, and she is blank, a canvas for the scribbles of a second consciousness. That night, my thoughts from far where I abide began a zealous pilgrimage to you, and kept my drooping eyelids open wide. Looking on darkness which the blind do see, I saw the two of us tossing and turning in the starry night of a closed eyelid. The next day, I couldn't look you in the eye. Baby, I love you, but I refuse to see you in my dreams. Nighttime is when I do my best work. That time has nothing to do with us. The morning after you invaded, I wrote your portrait. I wrote you into histories populated by silhouettes growing against needlepoint skylines and into odes to unsung boys unsticking themselves from the rose thorns of manhood and into the wallpaper of my autobiography. And sometimes I still write you, but it is only ritual. Only when my soul's imaginary sight presents thy shadow to my sightless view, which like a jewel hung in ghastly night, makes black night beauteous, and her old face new. Yeah. When they ask me how I write, I tell them I merely shed stories through my fingerprints. When they are born, they bear my features and coloring and temper, but they can trace their lineage without spelling my name. Thus, by day I claim to wield the pen, and every night my dreams hold ink again.